Jesus.
Of course, Jesus is one of the most important motifs in art history with countless of depictions. So why ask a random artist on the internet to draw him? Why ask a self-declared Satanist and atheist? The fact that people ask me again and again to draw Jesus is almost as irritating as people commenting, "You look like Jesus." So I could just draw myself with a crown of thorns and people would probably be happy with my blasphemy. Drawing Jesus as a white European would satisfy the white supremacy that so much Christianity strives to uphold. Or I could read the Bible passages that have been interpreted as banning the worship of graven images, because looking upon the face of God brings fear and death. So is that what you want me to draw? Christianity is, after all, a death cult. At its worst, it allows evil to flourish. And at its best, it inspires people to do good for the promise of an afterlife. Anyhow, I guess I'll just draw what the historical Jesus would look like today, completely indistinguishable from all the other ancestors that died millennia ago. Satisfied?
That became dark fast.
We're just having good times,
I
good
know,
vibes,
then it
looking
got
at
dark.
looking at a good, or like a decent linear of a painting of it, and then skull.
Guys, Jesus was not white.
Jesus was not white. Obviously, Jesus was not white. He was of
Middle
Semitic.
Eastern, yes, so he can't have been white. And this is one of the issues that has come up a lot. And I know now there's a whole thing for black Jesus. I'm like,
Asian Jesus,
still
Kim
missing
Jong-un,
the
that
point.
is racist.
the point
I
is
did not
still
say
being
that.
missed. The point is, God does not have race. But God had to pick somebody to come through to show human beings what being a human being is supposed
Imagine
to be
if Jesus
about.
came as like a black man, you know.
Yeah.
Jesus really went with that. No, you know what? He
Either
had an
way,
opportunity to pick the
focus.
perfect race, but you know what? Man, Jesus could be black.
We are
But
focusing on the point here. The point is that Jesus was not white. And of course, the people so Christianity was in Africa before it was even in Europe. Did you know that? Many people don't know that. But then now when it was reintroduced into Africa in the 1800s, it was brought in by white people. And unfortunately, they brought in their understanding of God plus their culture. And so this is how they would come and change your name, change your dressing, because they didn't understand how to translate the gospel message outside of their culture. Everything had become cultural for them.
White people have culture. No offense. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
Guys, cancel Eric on all his social media platforms. And this is a problem we have, because like even today, think about it. If your grandfather saw you coming to church like this, he'd have a problem. You were taught that, going to church is a serious thing.
You really did have to. But true.
Going to church is a serious thing. You need to wear a shirt and tie. Where did that come from? It's not scriptural. It's not biblical. And even in the Bible, there was context. This is why Paul wrote letters to the different churches, because they had a different culture to uphold. And so this depiction of Jesus is because the people who brought in the gospel into Africa were white. So that's how they would have viewed him. If it was black people, you probably would have drawn him with dreadlocks. I don't know. But the point
Jesus could have really chosen
the point is that God has no race. The point is that he had to come as something. Like he had to be a human at some point. So whether he was black, he was white, he was Caucasian, that's irrelevant. Point is that Christ came, Christ lived, Christ died, and Christ resurrected. Why? Because humanity is broken and in need of a savior. When we get stuck on racial issues, it becomes a problem. And this is why even the Jews struggled to accept Christ, because they thought he'd come and deliver them from the Romans. But he didn't come to get into politics. He came to show humanity that all of you are broken. The Romans need Jesus. The Jews need Jesus. Everybody needs Jesus, because in one way or another, you're broken. And human beings left to ourselves will always oppress each other. Look at Kenya right now. We got rid of the colonizers, yes?
Did we? Did we though?
We're still oppressed.
Yes.
Now we have found a way
Neocolonialism.
to oppress each other. There'll always be something, whether it's racism, it's tribalism, it's sexism.
Feminism.
Beings, yeah. Human beings always find a way to oppress each other. And so that's what Jesus was coming to teach us, that it doesn't matter what you are. And this is why Galatians talks about there's no Jew, there's no Gentile, slave or free, male or female. We're all equal under Christ. And that was the gospel message. So this is a complete waste of time, because now we come back to the issues that God was trying to say. This is not the issue. The issue is that human beings are broken. Otherwise, only white people would be evil. But we know Idi Amin was not a saint.
But you understand, this kind of thinking was brought forward by Christians themselves, because it reached a point people wanted to relate to Christ, and for them the relating they have to have like a cultural background.
To look like you.
They have to look like you so that you can feel like they're speaking from your part. So that's why there's Black Jesus, Asian Jesus, Jamaican Jesus, and all that. And this is a problem that we brought. Okay, yeah. I said we. This is the reason that.
Tell us how you're part of this problem.
I'm not part of this problem. I see no colors. I see no color.
Wow.
But anyway, this is a problem that we brought to ourselves, and I feel like it's our generation that has to unturn it. But we have become such a racial charged community and society in any part of the world that it has become ingrained that if you don't look like us and you're not from our camp, you are you're the enemy. So yeah, it's very polarized. It's different.
We need to separate issues, basically.